The State of Utah School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration. SITLA manages 3.5 million acres of Utah lands with the express purpose of furthering the education of Utah students while promoting local industry, oil and gas, even residential development, all at the same time. Through the careful use of trust lands, we distributed more than $22 million to Utah schools last year. The State of Utah School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration, building the state's permanent school fund.
Native Americans called it the land of the sleeping rainbow. It's a place of unparalleled enchantment, where history, splendor, and industry meet. We call it Sevier County. Experience the Paiute Trail by ATV. Explore 7 national parks, all within a few hours' drive. Gaze down at the world from an entirely new perspective. Join us in Sevier County and discover real Utah. Come, explore the Paiute Trail and beyond.
Welcome back to the county seat. We are just finishing our discussion on the outmigration of youth and the impacts of developing infrastructure and strong economies in rural Utah. And we're just wrapping up, and we were talking about this infrastructure issue as part of the problem. And in the story that Terry Wood did earlier in the show, which, by the way, you can watch online on our website, he talked about which came first, the chicken or the egg. You know, you need jobs, you need the community to be developed for jobs, you need jobs to develop the community. How do you handle that infrastructure problem?
It's very difficult. You know, when we try to do the traditional economic development, most companies come down and look at rural communities and say, we don't see enough rooftops, or what's the capacity of your electrical distribution system, or what's your natural gas situation. And when you start doing rural economic development, those issues raise their heads very quickly. And fortunately, over the past 6 or 7 years, we've been able to form partnerships with Questar and with Rocky Mountain Power, and they're being dealt with. But you will not recruit a major manufacturer to a rural community without a certain level of infrastructure, and that's expensive. It's difficult to develop. Fortunately, we've got good relationships with the utilities, and they're being solved, but it's a long-term process.
I mean, I understand there's a bill that has been introduced, and it's gone on into interim study. Tell me a little bit about what that's trying to accomplish.
It's really a combination of two things. There are certain areas in Utah that simply do not have natural gas. And not having natural gas, then you're limited to propane, which the price in many ways follows the price of gas, and that's rising. And the second aspect is, while every area has electricity, they don't have the capacity and the, if you will, type of electricity. I can think of a machine shop in Cleveland, Utah, that they had to spend tens of thousands of dollars to be able to do the inverters, to be able to afford three-phase power. Well, three-phase power is an essential aspect of being able to operate an industrial operation. And so there's some costs of getting not only just enough to turn on the lights, but to
run the equipment
but run the equipment and the industry, the machinery that it takes for that to go through.
Well, that completes our conversation on this topic. We would like to invite you to join us for an extended conversation, which will take place on thecountyseat.tv, and we'll continue this dialogue. We'll see you next time.